All right. Welcome to the first ever podcast, guys. Team podcast.
Yeah.
Awesome. Just want to welcome Othniel to the team. Othniel, welcome to Team EFF.
Thank you, guys.
Your very first week with us. How's it been so far?
So far, so good. You guys are very welcoming. I see it's a high-performance team from the offset. That's what I noticed. And that's the energy I'm here to actually bring you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome, coach. Awesome. I like that.
Love it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is our usual takeaways. So we're just going to be sharing some of the takeaways. So we read books, and I'm going to encourage you to get a book. And I encourage all of you to get a hardcover book, please, guys. I know you guys want to go into your digital, but I think just also like showing others like the book that you're reading, and then also because we're going to meet like this every single week, you can't bullshit the audience, right? And not read your book and get it done.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay? So we want to give value, and we want to give the most important takeaways that we find out of business books, spiritual books, health, anything of value that can impact us as a team and can impact others out there as well as our clients. And anyone wanting to grow a team. I mean, this is specifically also for guys looking at growing a team and grooming a team and just also giving value to other coaches, other trainers out there of what we actually do as a team. So this is one thing that has changed my life, which is books. I don't know about you guys, but books has definitely changed a lot. Changed my mindset, changed the way I think. I've learned so much in books from others that it's priceless. It's actually a priceless investment. That's why I will buy books. If I see a good book, I will go and buy immediately. And I believe in building a library of good books so that my kids can one day read my library of books that I've built up that have helped me. So I know a few of you still got my books. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay. So who wants to start first? Who wants to go first?
I can go first, coach. So I'll
Awesome.
take it away. I do have
Speaking to the coach, into the mic there, coach.
I do have a digital book, like you said, but I'm looking to I'll get a hard copy,
Nice,
coach.
cool, coach.
Get the hard copy. So today I'm going to be taking a takeaway out of one of John C. Maxwell's books. It's the 17 Laws of Leadership. Chose that this way for this week specifically because of everything that is going on. I've read this book probably like 3, 4, 5 times, and every time I do read the book, something else kind of falls into place.
Pick up something else.
Yeah, the more the experience, the more I grow, the more I go through, the more I read the book, and no matter how many times I read it, somewhere along the line, I get a new takeaway, a new understanding of what I've read before, and it kind of just opens up my mind. So that's something that has changed for me as well. I was reading books before EFF, but not for this reason or not for the reason of growth. It was reading just because you got given something and like, read this.
Okay.
So now it's opened up my mind. And now
So you read those love novels and stuff like that?
not really love novels. Like, you go to work and they say, read this book, it could help you. And then, or somebody along the line, your family, friends say, read this book, it helps you. Read this, and then you start, and then you go halfway, and then you're like, it's just a book at the end of the day. But things have changed for myself personally. So books have also inspired me now to want to get more, to learn more, to grow more. And it really does open your eyes to different things, especially for yourself, especially if you're reading like self-care books, things of value, it will help. So I'm not going to go through all the laws. I'm going to go for one specifically for today, which is law number 14 in the book. It's basically the law of communication. So obviously when you have a team, or when you're going to build a team, or you're trying to communicate with the team, you know how important communication is. So it says here in the book, it's a very short
Something I must
takeaway.
work on.
All of us, everyone out there needs to work on communication. So it says here basically, interaction is basic component of a winning team. When leaders communicate with their team members, they build new bonds and make it easier to implement change. Share good news and bad news with all of your teammates. Failing to share news with each other can undermine the team's harmony, decision-making capabilities, and personal interactions. So I think that alone is self-explanatory. And if you don't understand it, it's very basic. You need to be in continuous communication, whether it's good news, whether it's bad news. You need to always inform your team. Let's say you're having a high. The team is doing good. Everybody's killing it, crushing their goals, whether it's sales, whether it's killing it in class, community-wise, however your business is basically run, your team is now killing it, and now you get maybe a new sponsorship or somebody's coming on board with you. You came up with a great idea that's working, and now you don't share that with the team. That can really be a harmful impact, because now, let's say, I came up with a new strategy to keep the team or the community alive downstairs, for example. And now I'm keeping it to myself.
Like Coach Nico.
Not really like Coach Nico, but you're doing it, or even like in-house. I'm doing it every time I'm teaching, every time I'm interacting with the members. I'm busy doing this, this community building thing. And let's say Coach Jamie or Coach Othniel takes class the very next day, and they teach, and they're not really doing that thing, and maybe the members were loving it, and then now the members are looking like, oh my word, it's not even standards. It brings down the brand, it brings down the community, because now one coach is running things one way, doing things one way, where the other coach is not, and it seems bad on that coach. And then obviously the team's morale, the energy, the level at which you were working, it's going to come down, even for yourself, because I'm on a high, the other coach is not on that high. Now I come with that high again, people's going to be like, nah, you're faking. You know what I mean? It's going to bring that down. Even bad news. Let's say you're doing bad, like myself, like coach, you're not hitting your sales, you're not doing your stats, and now I keep it to myself. I'm keeping it to myself. I'm not being like, guys, I'm not doing as good as in closing, or I'm not doing good with the teaching. I'm not doing good with this. And it's going to do is not only damage myself because I'm not bringing it out there, but everybody included. So communication is very key. Bad news, good news, great news, any type of news, communicating amongst each other. It's going to be very key, especially to grow and to develop better personal skills with your team and to create that new bonds.
Just on that point that you made about like coaches doing different things within the class. You spoke about one coach having good energy, the other coach having bad energy. And you also spoke about not being able to just say you didn't close or something like that. Personally, I feel and I think, and I truly believe this actually, that to work on your closing skills, work on giving results.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
That's it. If you can give someone results, your self-esteem goes up, your confidence goes up, and all you need to do now is learn how to become a superstar closer. That's all. That's all. That's a skill. Closing is a skill. Selling people onto your product is a skill. But I would first build the confidence of really knowing that you are an awesome fucking trainer. You're an awesome coach. You deliver results. You know you do. Then selling becomes so much easier.
Yeah.
And you spoke about one coach doing one thing and another coach doing something else, and that's very true, because that can also, especially our product that we have. I mean, we've duplicated this product, and we can't have one coach focusing on form and the other coach hardly focuses on form. You know what I mean? Yes, you get we can't afford to have one coach with bad energy and another coach with good energy. We can't. That won't work. Absolutely right. I don't feel that we actually have that in our team. I've maybe experienced that with Marcel. And yes, I'm going to be mentioning lots of names on this podcast, so be fucking ready for that shit.
There you go.
I
So
think it's different because I think think it's different when everyone is on the same mindset. You know, and you have a team who has the same mindset, so that way you won't have different types of trainers or different types of personalities or energy, because we all want to grow and move the same way. So I think that's the difference. Is now that you have a team that actually has the same mindset as you. Before, you didn't have that. You had people who were workers, you had employers, and that actually goes on to my point or my takeaway actually today. So that's actually cool that you brought that up, because that is exactly it. It's all a mindset and why we are here. What is the reason? We're not here to make money or to work, 9 to 5. We're here because we want to make a difference. We're here to help people. We're here to grow and make EFF Bootcamp known. So I think that's the biggest difference.
Coach, we are here to make money. That's why we're in a business, right? That's why we created a business.
But I mean,
I know what you mean. The money comes through, our money is value. That's our exchange. I give you value, you give me money. That's it. There's no other currency with us. We must give value. And
exactly.
And that is why we're not scared to ask for not referrals, but we're not scared to tell someone this is our prices. We're not scared to tell someone who doesn't see the value to, okay, cool, thank you. Cheers. Because we that's our currency. We give you value. You see the value, you accept the value, you pay us, plain and simple.
100%.
And that's what we're here for.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Coach, go for your takeaway.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to, just a little short takeaway, comparing Samuel Pierpoint Langley and then also the Wright brothers. So Langley, I'm just going to explain to you basically the personalities or what exactly they had. Langley was extremely successful. He studied... It was in astronomy. He had a lot of money. He had government who gave him funds as well. And all he wanted to do was come up with a new controlled man-made flight machine, which is also known as the airplane, right? This is like the 1970s. Anyway, so he was well-known. Everyone was like, yes, go Langley, you can do this, you can do this.
Coach, what book are you on?
Oh, Start With Why, sorry. Start With Why.
Geez, you've been on that book for like almost, 2 years now?
No, I thought I'm going to read this
like
part.
You're sick and you still haven't finished it.
No, we had a team talk
Did you
last
finish it,
week.
Coach?
No, we had a team talk last week, and I thought I'm to just look at this part because I thought that this was actually quite.
Taking quite long to finish that book, eh, Coach?
Yes, Coach.
Okay, let's give your takeaway there, Coach.
Anyway, so he had all the great resources and he got like the best team as well. He paid them good money and they were like, well, scientists basically, they know what they're doing and they know what they need to do in order to get this machine running. Anyway, so that's him, right? Then compared to the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers, they never had that success. They never had a pedestal to climb on or government funds. Their team, some of them didn't even matriculate or go to high school at all. So basically their chance of failure on paper is much higher than what Langley's was, right? However, the Wright brothers was the ones who actually came up and actually, invented the airplane and actually it flew for the first time, right?
Why?
So exactly why? Because what Langley wanted isn't why he wanted to build the airplane. He wanted to do that because he wanted to be famous. He wanted to be successful. He did it for a selfish reason. Where the Wright brothers wanted to make a difference in the world. They had a why, he had a what. He knew what he had to do. He had all the resources to do that because he knew what to do. So he knew that he needed the greatest mind scientists, which never knew why they're doing what they're doing. They just knew what to do. So obviously they didn't get it right? But it's not going to be that successful in the long term. Where the Wright brothers knew from the beginning, they want to make a difference and they know that when they make this difference, it's going to benefit every single person. And that is why they were more successful. At the end of this, Langley actually, instead of congratulating the Wright brothers and saying, well done, awesome, now we can make it better, he decided he's going to actually give up and walk away. And at the end of the day, he was actually the laughing stock, where he could have actually maybe made that even better, use better technology because he had the resources to make it even better than what the Wright brothers did because they just started something for him.
What was their work ethic like? Did they speak
so
about
both of them actually had brilliant work ethic. Both of them worked like brilliant work ethic in terms of, that has to get done. They were extremely motivated to get it done because they had a big goal. However, the one's goal was a selfish reason, and they didn't know why they're coming in. They knew what they had to do. Where the Wright brothers knew why. So even though they failed, countless of times, they still got up and they still did it again. Langley failed that one time and all of a sudden he gave up. Yeah, but even though their work ethic was, both of them extremely brilliant, they put in all that hard work, but at the end of the day, the one had the why, and that is why it's talking about mindset, is that we have that why. We believe in the why. EFF Bootcamp needs to grow, why we are here every single day, where the other people had the what. What can I get out of EFF Bootcamp? Maybe it's another job, I can get another job, So that is what it's
They're
about.
only riding the wave when the wave is good.
Precisely,
When we're on the
exactly.
peak,
So that was
but
my
when-
point about we're not here for money, because we're not here for quick fix. We're here for the long run. We want to make it grow for continuously, years after years, generations after generations. And then also with that said, with Langley, his team was really brilliant, So he wasn't necessarily a leader. He was just basically paying them money to do what they need to do because they know what to do. With the Wright brothers, they developed a team. They developed a team and they were
developed a system.
leaders. Yes. But with that said, and which is the point that I wanted to make, is what we were talking about on Saturday with the team, is I think I sent that to you actually. Is about the leader. The role of the leader, actually I want to read this from here. The role of the leader is not to come up with all the great ideas. The role of the leader is to create an environment which great ideas can happen. It's the people inside, like Coach Mickey, Coach myself, Coach Othniel, Coach Kelly, Coach Lance, Coach Nico, who is in the front line, making the calls, being part of the community, that needs to come up with ideas, that can come up with ideas, because we are on the ground. God has gave us this system, or gave us a step already, for us to now take over and actually become and duplicate ourselves as well. So that was also my main point, because Langley didn't do that. Langley didn't create a team, right, who wants to take over and become leaders. He created a team to get the job done now. The Wright brothers created a team, right, who wants to actually come to work, who wants to actually get things done, who actually wants to, who sees the bigger picture as well. So I thought that was actually my biggest takeaway, was that it's, to your point, duplicating ourselves, but also we shouldn't be waiting for you to give us orders. That's what we're here for. We're here to be better than you, to make better ones of ourselves as well. So yeah, that was my big point. Takeaway.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Yeah, so I guess that's why we're here. I mean, I have to also lead. It's not just, okay, you guys must know what to do. I have to lead. I mean, Coach Mickey made me so aware, and I'm so grateful for that, just making me aware that I build, but I also tend to, without knowing it, I get worked up and I start chopping you. I start making you feel as if you're not doing a good job, because I would just, yes, our high standard, but
expectations are not really being met to what you see that we could be doing.
yeah, but
now you're getting that.
But you made me realize something about my own personal life and the way I was brought up, because I was brought up that way, where I would say your self-esteem or your self-confidence, or my self-confidence, was always chopped. I was always built, but somehow it was chopped, and I really took that to heart, and just me. So, I mean, my book now that I'm busy reading is called The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, a leadership fable by Patrick Lencioni. And I just want to quickly read an awesome takeaway. We've got 5 minutes left. From this book, from the introduction, that basically sums up everything. Everything that you spoke about, it sums it up like in these short highlighted paragraphs. It says here, it's teamwork that remains the ultimate competitive advantage, both because it's both powerful and it's super, super rare. It's not finance, it's not strategy, it's not technology, it's teamwork. That still remains the ultimate competitive advantage. You can have some other bootcamp, Brick and Jones bootcamp. If they don't have a team like ours, they're not going to grow the way we grow. So we need to focus on our team and our leaders. It needs to be, we really have to work on it. It's not just individuals in EFF Bootcamp, and especially for what we're trying to do, trying to franchise, right? trying to get you guys to own multiple locations, earning 7 figures, having a better lifestyle. I want that for my team. I'm still not happy. I'm there already. I've built up 7 figures for myself. I've took myself out of athlone, bought my own place. I can look after my kids on my own. And it's all because I created income. I found systems. I learned how to become a leader and duplicate myself. But I'm still not, I'm still far from the pinnacle of where I want to be, I'm still far from that. I'm still learning. And it's exciting. But to know that every company, every smart company, every good company, every company that lost, every company that outcompetes all their competitors, it's team. It's all team. If you could get all the people in your organization rowing in the same direction, you could dominate any industry, any market, against any competition at any time. This is what this book is saying. This is what this guy is saying. And it's so valid. If you could get all of the people in your organization, in your team, rowing exactly in the same direction, you're going to dominate. Like, competition's healthy. For instance, Salt River, Tiger Valley. What's stopping you from being the dominant location? What's stopping you guys from being that dominant location? From having healthy competition with Nico and Killian and Lance and them. Trying to outcompete each other. See who can grow the best team. See who can groom the best team. Like, you guys need to do what I was doing with my coaches, running with him in the morning. Going for weekends, taking you guys to the mountains, doing those things, taking you guys for lunches. You guys must be doing that now. You need to be doing that, grooming that. Are you okay? Are you healthy? Checking up. How's your mental game? Are you writing down your goals? Are you writing down your to-dos? You guys should be doing that. The leaders should be doing that. Let's go for a run this weekend. They speak about, in this book, they speak about executives that need to be meeting each other on weekends or doing these team building things. It's very important. These executive meetings that they have once a week, every single week. Sometimes they have it 2 times a week, and it is important. So the fact remains that teams, because they are made up of imperfect human beings, are inherently dysfunctional. So we are a dysfunctional team,
Sounds like there's a but after there.
But we're far ahead of those who are still trying to build and figure it out. It's taking us years to figure this process out of number one, building a team and being good leaders. That's my takeaways out of my book. It is 9:30 now. Othniel, do you want to say something? Just 1 minute before we close off?
Yeah, man.
Awesome. Any takeaways you want to take out from what you've just heard? Your best takeaway?
Definitely. I'm going to actually touch on the harmony side of things, because that will summarize what you guys just said. Teamwork makes the dream work. If the team isn't harmonious, working together, sharing the good and the bad, there's no harmony, there's no uniformity, and others outside won't see that.
And we want people to see that.
Yes.
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly.
We want people to see it. We want to get noticed. That's why we're doing these podcasts. Right?
Yeah.
We want people to see our energy in our team.
Yeah.
And we want to attract good people. And we want to give value, and it's going to work. All right. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
First podcast.
And it does that. It was amazing. It's needed. It's needed. Takeaways always needed. Gets the spirit lifted. Gets a good day. It's also good early in the morning to get your day going.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Guys.
Awesome, guys.